Yeah. Nobody wants accept that change. And it is not necessary that the change has to be what we want, right? So like here, everything changed with COVID. So many things have changed or not? And we adapted to the change. Yes, whether we liked it or not, we were at home, we were with our family members, our routine changed, we would go out and play with our friends, we would meet our relatives, all that changed. But we adapted that change because it was for our benefit, it was for our health. We had to because we were concerned about our family, our near and dear ones. And if we had to stay at home for them, we did. Can you turn off the exhaust, please? It's making a lot of noise. E is written over there, I think so. No, exhaust, not the lights. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that fan has stopped, right? Okay, so please just turn off the exhaust, right? It's making a lot of noise. So change, yes, we adapted with the COVID situation. We did, right? What about changing here from one class to another? That's a change that is going to happen a lot in your life, isn't it? You change classrooms, your teachers change. How do you adapt to that change? How do we adapt to that change? With a sad face, oh my God, why this happened? I don't want to grow big. Is it? Yes? Is it? How do we adapt to that change? We also have to accept that change also, right? As you grow, you are growing. So your class is going to change, your subject is going to change, your content is going to change, your teachers are also going to change, isn't it? So we have to accept that change. Sometimes your friend leaves the school. Yes, yeah, we have to happily accept it as a part of life. Absolutely correct, Pearl. So we like, of course, if your friend had to move out, was transferred to another place. After that, you're not going to make any new friend or what? Are you going to sit quietly in the class? Sorry, you can't be my friend. I had a friend and he's gone away. No, we don't do that. We make new friends because we're like that. We're children. We need to talk. Right? Yes. Right. So every classroom is the same. There's a blackboard, there are benches, there are desks. Yeah. Right. So we need to move on. That is the important part of change. So this little thought, this little idea came because when we change the classroom here in the morning, and yeah, so we do grumble and all everything, but eventually everything falls into place. So let's accept a change with a positivity. We have a change in our question papers. We changed, our mode of teaching. We've changed the mode of checking also, how online it happens. Even maybe we are also not comfortable with it, but I think so we've all adapted to it. You also have, and we have. We're still learning how to make PDFs. We still take pictures of the bed sheet and the bed and everything around it except the paper, isn't it? Right? We're still learning or not? Yeah, we're still learning. I get your PDFs like that and I have to zoom inside and see what is written over there, right? So please don't show me a bed sheet, the nice prints and everything. Show me your work, okay? So we have to adapt with change, okay? And if I would have said, no, what is this computer? I don't like it and it should not be a part of our lives. I'm going to wait and wait for the school to reopen. We would have lost a lot of time, isn't it? So changes happen. So we have to, yeah, life must go on. Someone is really giving a lot of quotes today. That's very nice. Yeah, life goes on and so must we, right? And if there is anything constant in life, it is change. See how ironical it is. Constant and change. So we have to adapt with that. Okay, now, and we have to remember things, what we have done, and keep the lessons there. And remember the lessons that you had to learn with all the changes that happened in your life. And sometimes we forget the lessons. Yes or no? We forget the lessons. We forget the chapters also. We forget a part of our life. Do we? Who forgot a part of his life? Yes. So we're going to discuss that. So we're discussing about Bipin. What's his full name? Bipin Chandra's lapse of memory. And it is something very sad and very disappointing. You lose your memory. You can't recall a part of your life. Now, if you have your book here, in the class, please open it. If you have your books at home, quickly take a minute, go find it wherever it is, pick it up from the study table, open it. We are going to discuss that chapter. This chapter has a lot of facts, right? Little things are there, right? And can we just quickly revise this chapter? What happened to Bipin and why he had this memory loss? We come to know in the end that it was a prank that had been played, right? So, of course, was it something good, that prank? Was it, generally we think that prank is something that, okay, right, very quickly to get over, right? We reveal the truth that, okay, fine, I was, making fun of you and I was there just, trying to scare you and all, right? But here in Vipin Chaudhary's case, it went on for a very long time. Yes. And if things had not been sorted out in time, it would have had very disastrous consequences also. Person might have a lot of anxiety. A person might get very depressed at what's happening to me, right? And look at him. He started doubting himself. He had never missed his work, right? And he started having problems with that also, thinking that I might forget something here. I might not be able to perform efficiently. So a prank, it is good if it just lasts for a short time, if you're able to tell that. If you're putting so much, pressure on that person, you're making that person suffer a lot, then it is something to really worry about. Yes. Right? Of course, that prank is there. It was a prank, but something that goes on for a long time, it can affect your health, right? And that is not a nice prank. And remember what I had taught you earlier also, when you had to do the diary entry and you had to talk about the prank. So a prank and a lie, a good prank, a bad prank. Fine. So pranks, yeah, you're making someone scream and shout and laugh and jump, that is fine. But you send someone to the hospital because of your prank, that is not nice. So we have to be very, very careful. And of course, this person wanted to teach him that, see, I was your friend and I came to you asking for help, but you did not help me and you started ignoring me, right? And I was in need. The thing is, yes, we should try to help our friends as much as we can. Let's help them. But yes, if someone tries to force us in such a way, will you help such a person? Would you like to help such a person? No. And of course, even though Bipin Chaudhary must be feeling very happy that I did not lose my memory, but yes, he will have little scars regarding his friendship now. That, see, he put me through so much of trouble, right? And how much trouble he had to go to. He had to think about, did I really go to that place? Which place did he say? Ranchi? Yes. So did I go to that place? He was trying to recollect that place. Then he was very, very sure in that year I did not go anywhere. I was there, the festival season there, and I was at Kanpur, I think so, with his friend, isn't it? Yes. And then he goes to that place. He goes to Ranchi when that person tells him, and see, these are the places you visited and I was your guide and I was with you throughout. And can you imagine what all problems he might have faced, isn't it? Now, do you think this was a very organized prank or it was a casual one? Was it a casual one just for fun? A casual one is just to have fun, like, fine, let's just make that person a little irritated, let's annoy him there. Or this was very planned and organized. It was planned because how many people he might have contacted? So many people he contacted. He must have shared with them. Yes, Praveen, yeah, very well organized. He must have shared with them that, see how we should make a fool of this person and you have to take part, right? So once again, yes, here it was eventually done to, like make him realize his mistake, okay? Right? So yeah, we do find, like, of course, when the chapter ends, does it bring a smile on your face? Do you feel happy? Or do you feel a sense of relief? What do you feel? A sense of relief that, oh God, thank God he did not lose his memory. Otherwise, if he had lost his memory, then it would have started something else. Would have been a big medical issue, isn't it? Right? So it is there. So even he was really very happy that, okay, fine, everything was fine with him. He's healthy, he's normal, and nothing wrong has happened. Okay. right? So if you had to write about the characters, if you had to write about Bipin, and what was his friend's name? Chunilal. Yes, the names are also quite unusual, isn't it, right? So of course, because we have to read and read again, and then only we're going to memorize the names there, right? So what about him? If we had to write about Bipin Chaudhary, if you had to write his qualities, if you had to write his character, what would you write about? Yes, he is. Can we talk about what he is? He's a reader, very good, because where was the first place where we read about him, that he was there in that bookshop and he met that person. What was his name with a K? Parimal, Kalicharan, what was that? That was the name of the shop? Parimal Ghosh, isn't it, right? So yes, so he was a reader. Then what else? He was honest. He was a very dedicated worker, dedicated to his work. Yes. Was he helpful? No. Was he helpful? Anything mentioned? No. Because he did not help his friend, and that is why his friend had to go so much of that. Yeah. And not a good mixer. Mixer as in what mixer? So he was not very friendly. Let us use or write the complete sentence. He did not mix up with people easily, right? A mixer. What mixer are we talking about? The one in the kitchen you have? Is it? Right? So please write the complete sentence. So mixer as in not friendly. Okay. What do we call people who are not very friendly? Who like to be in their own company and who do not mix up much? Yes? Silent person? Self-centered. Selfish, no. Selfish is one who thinks about himself. Self-centered person is also for them. There are some people who don't bother about others. Okay, fine. I don't want to make so many friends. I'm happy with my own company. Or if I have one or two friends, they're more than enough. And there's a very silent, quiet person. Of course, we call such people as introverts. Okay. And on the other hand, we have extroverts. Extroverts are generally very talkative and they have a lot of friends and they want to share and they want to talk and discuss their feelings. Okay. So we have here, yes. So he was not very friendly and he would mind his own business. And yes. So what about his reaction when he came to know that there has been some problem with his memory? What did he do? He immediately rang up his friend, right? Yes. And so it shows that he was also quite worried and, like concerned. Okay. Yes. So he did. And then naturally, when he went to Ranchi and he wanted to recreate that whole trip, let's see that he found the guide also who was there. He said, I took you all over the place, right? And he took him there and he fell down and yes, so he hurt himself and it resulted in a lot of, problems that, yes. So he was worried and he was very concerned and he went through all the problems of recreating that whole trip. And yes, so he's relieved when so in case you get a character sketch to write, okay. So when we write a character sketch, please do not write the summary. Pick up the points that you want to discuss, right? Talk about them and you have to give them with instances from the story, right? Yes, right. So if I talk about that, yes, he loved to read because yes, so he was there in the bookshop when he met an old friend of his, right? He liked to travel also. He was there, he was at Kanpur and he had gone to many places, but he had not visited Ranchi, right? So he liked to see those places. So he's quite friendly because he was able to get, what support and feedback from his friends. Yes. So he was a very good worker. He never missed a day and he was very particular about his work. There were never any complaints about him, right? So whenever we write any character sketch, please write down, talk about the role of that person in the story. talk about the qualities and explain those qualities. Okay, never ever use shortcuts for writing answers. So this is, of course, about your subjective exams and your descriptive exams here, right? So you have to go through that. Now, who is the villain of the story? Can we call it the villain of the story? Who is the villain? Who is the villain? Chunilal is the villain. Oh, okay. So what about him? Did he have any job at first? Did he have a job at first? He did have a job, and then he became jobless, and then he expected his friend to help him, isn't it, right? And in the end, again, he's very happy that, see, okay, fine, and now I don't need your help because my book is getting published, right? So he was a writer. You can say that. Yes, he was a writer. Then what about him? Is he clever? He's very clever, right? And what about his organizing skills and everything? So yeah, so he's very well organized. Yes, he organized everything, all the prank, how well he organized, how he contacted all the people, right? So that please, all of you join me in this lie. We're going to lie together and we're going to put this person into trouble, isn't it, right? Then, do you think he is selfish? Is he selfish? Now tell me, is he selfish? Do you think Chunilal is selfish? Yes, students at home can tell me. Of course he is. Why did he organize this prank? To teach him a lesson. Why did he want to teach him a lesson? Because he was hurt, right? That my friend did not help him. And why did he want him to help him? Because he's in bad times. He wants his friend to help him out, find a job for him, isn't it? Right? So he is selfish. Selfish is a person. Yes, now you read the selfish giant. Who is a selfish person? Thinks about himself. So he was thinking about himself and he was not concerned about that, right? And can you say that he's caring? He is concerned? Is he caring? He's not, because he's selfish. He's not concerned about what might have happened to Vipin Chaudhary. He might have gone into shock. Oh my God, what's happened? And actually fainted and lost his memory. Could have happened or not? Yes. So he was not very concerned, about the consequences of this prank that he was playing. Okay. So yes, you can say he's not caring or not concerned about others. And of course, yes. So then he does finally come and reveal his true intentions, right? Yes. Okay. Vedanti, is it clear? Can I see you? I haven't seen you today. Right? Otherwise, she's always there with the video on and her nice smiling face. Where are you today? I can't see you. Okay, busy today. Right. So, okay. Yeah, there she is. Good girl. Good girl. Right. Okay, you can turn off your video. No problem. I've seen you. It's okay. Fine. So, I just have to check whether it's you or anybody else. Right? You never know what can happen during the online class. Okay. So always alertness there. So if you have to write character sketches, you should be able to write these character sketches. If you had to write a character of selfish giant. And one more thing, when we talk about a treasure within, I am finding it funny also. Hafiz contractor is the name. Okay? Contractor is not his occupation. I got an answer, one of the students, and then he became a famous contractor. The fees contractor is a name, okay, right? Because, yeah, we are not used to hearing such names. So please broaden your horizons and all. Life is not only up to Instagram and your TikTok and your reels and what all. There's more life beyond that. Find out about people, find out about what is happening in the world, okay? So Hafiz contractor is the name. And what did Hafiz contractor become? An architect. He did not become a famous contractor, okay? And that is why the child got 0 also in that answer. He deserved a 0? Yes, for not knowing one basic simple thing. Okay, right? And now I think so. None of you is ever going character sketch of any character. Character sketch. Character sketch can be any. If you have to write about the selfish giant, what character sketch you can talk about the selfish giant? Yes, he is selfish. But then, yes, with the passage of time, he had a change of heart and became a caring, concerned person. So, right, so he had a change of heart. And in the end, yes, when he was able to touch the lives of so many children and so many people, that in the end, it seemed as if, the little boy he picked up and was a vision of Christ only, right? And he said that you help me and I'm going to help you. And in the end, we think that selfish people, yeah, they don't go to heaven and all. That is what we think. But yes, he was taken to paradise. So you can talk about here. When you talk about a character, talk about the role of that person in the story, talk about the qualities. So Hafiz contractor, of course, it's his interview. You can give all the qualities which are there. You can give a not. Yes. So if you had to talk about Jaya or Velu, if you had to talk about their qualities, you can talk about that. Yes. So how they are as young children. Are they strong? Is Jaya stronger than Velu? She's much smarter also. She's a fighter. She's a survivor, right? And how she has taught us life lessons also. Very important life lessons she has taught us that, yeah, life can be very cruel. And what things you have to do in life to survive. Who wants to be a rag picker? Nobody wants to be a rag picker. But circumstances are there. Yes. And so how she is there, and look at her, how she goes through all the streets, and in such a big city, she's able to find her way, right? She's able to cross the road, and she knows now I have to go here and there. That means she's quite confident. She knows how to handle people. She knows how to deal with the crowd, right? So it is there, yes. So we have to, we just try to understand the qualities that the person has told us, okay, right? Yes, so she has passed the practical exam of life. Very good, very nice. Yes, she has passed the practical exam. Any other characters that we can discuss? Any other characters? Any chapter that we have left? So we talk about Jim, we can talk about Connie, right? So about them, yes. About the ant, you want to talk about? Oh my God, the ant is such a nice thing. Isn't it? We should be like the ant, right? Hardworking, right? And always busy. Have you seen ant sitting idly and enjoying the weather? No. In fact, you look at them and you keep on wondering, where did they keep on going the whole day? They're coming and going, these long line of ants, right? You see them or not? Yeah. So they are always so busy. They have unity because they live in a colony, right? You don't have ants living solitary. Okay, मैं अपना घर बनाने जा रहा हूँ अलग. Bye bye. No, we don't have ants separating from their colonies. They live in that. Have you seen an ant hill? Have you seen an ant hill? So when you go that, yeah, they never fight. They never fight. Obviously, they work together because their role in that colony is very, very clearly defined. This is what they have to do. And when we talk about lessons of life, we always say that look at the tiny ant, how it goes on carrying a grain of sugar or whatever it is able to, and how many more times it weighs in the ant. So these are lessons that we learn. And when someone has been working so hard, like supposing whether it is Anshika or whether it is Prableen or it is Vedanti, they have spent so much of time completing the notebooks and they've decorated it and they've written it in nice handwriting. And supposing one of the person says, please give me a notebook, right? She should give it or not? No, she has spent so much of time working. Yes, right? So we have a lot of poem on the ant. Yeah, what about the cricket or the grasshopper? What do they do? What did they do? Were they hardworking? They wasted their time, right? And of course, in the end, the ant denies to help, which of course, if you keep on helping someone who does not work, that person will become very lazy. That person will not get into the habit of working. And so, yes, so we can relate to ants and the grasshopper. right? So we can relate to them. So we have many people like that. It's always working very, very hard. We have people there who will work at the last minute only. Koi baat nahi, abhi bahut dur hai. You know, winter is very far away. Let me wait for the last day, then I think of doing something, isn't it? Right? So we should be like the ant in our life constantly. Yes, because one day hard work cannot make a difference in our life. We have to be consistent. We have to work every day. Only then we will be able to save ourselves or keep safe in the difficult times. Okay, right? So any other character that is left for us to discuss? Which one? Oh, we have discussed them. Okay, camel there, of course, the camel poor thing. What happened to him? How he got his hump, right? We have discussed that chapter, and we've discussed camel and the hump, isn't it? We have discussed it in the camel, right? So please read the chapters. Class 8, I am warning you again and again. Now you are not in a small class. You are getting ready to go to a bigger class. Things there, you know, going to change a lot. So please go through the question answers, go through the chapter, and go through the back exercises, right? A variety of exercises, then we have done them. We have discussed them also, right? So please go through them. And if you have done all that, your work is complete, right? And I don't expect you to copy the answers which are written in the notebook. You are creative enough to write your own answers. Yes or no? Yes. If you can think of pranks to do, you can think of answers or not? Yes. You can think of answers? Yes. If you can think of excuses, oh ma'am, I had a big a problem yesterday. I had a very terrible stomach ache. So you can think of those excuses, right? You can think of answers also. Okay, please now don't give me that excuse. Ma'am, notebook mein to ye likha tha. You're not in class 4. Okay, right? Or even in class 1. And even they are more creative. Okay, they write their own answers. They're able to write. Okay, so God has blessed us with imagination. God has blessed us with brains. Okay, find out if you have one. And yes, so we are blessed with a lot of creativity. Use it. Okay, fine. And even for your writing skills. So when we meet, I will be discussing the next part. That is, we will discuss that assignment. Okay. So I told you the change happened today. I was not able to, you know, my PDF is there only. So we'll discuss it when we go back to our class. Okay. Right.